Hey everybody on YouTube. Today I thought I'd take a moment to do another vintage video repair, or basically this is a follow-up to a repair I'm doing for a customer. This is a VTC 7100 black and white, very unusual cassette format made by Sanyo. I've been working on this for a customer. I just want to give you guys a follow-up on this machine. I do get a lot of questions about it. Basically, it's coming along great. Basically, I've gotten the record playback board on this machine rebuilt and working, which controls all the mechanism and functionality of the machine. Currently, I've been working on the actual record playback board. Okay, we have a lot of issues here. Basically, the motherboard on the back of the machine runs all the functions of the machine. I gotten all that back up online, and currently I was able to get video to play through the machine. Biggest issue is I was not able to get it to scan and play a videotape or actually maintain video sync whatsoever. All right, well, basically I've been working on the record playback board. I replaced all the actual ICs because they control the switching of the video heads, and those go out, frequently. So I've changed those out, and I had to search for the original ICs, and I finally found them, and I changed those out. I replaced a lot of the transistors with better upgraded transistors in the video area or video playback area on the board. The actual video heads have an issue because of the fact because the video heads on this machine, they have coils. Each video head has its own coil in those little square cans. Two of those coils were actually shorted out, and the other two boards had similar issues as well. So I was not able to cannibalize those coils because there wasn't any spare ones that were any good. So I had to look around to try to find these. Finally located the coils in Europe and various other areas. I've got two of them coming, two brand new ones, never used, thank God. So I'll be getting those pretty soon. But basically, these RP boards, the machine wasn't built properly, so a lot of things would short and fail. But the biggest issue is people try to turn these things on when the capacitors were bad. So everything is shorted out on these units in a pretty bad way. So this is pretty much the predicament that I'm in. Basically, I've got coils coming for the video heads, which is a big issue. I replaced a lot of the bigger issues on this main record playback board. But it's coming along great. It looks like we're finally pretty close to having this unit done, and I can't wait to actually play this and see how it works in its full glory. But anyways, we have one big issue, and I'm putting it out there, people, if you're watching my video and you're very similar to having this machine. This thing has a Capistan servo motor, which has what's called a braking system. And what I mean by that is there's an actual magnetic coil, or a coil with a magnet on the very top of the motor, that actually maintains the video sync by magnetic drag is what it does. It breaks the actual Capistan to sync up to the proper speed is what it basically does. This coil is completely shorted out. I cannot find one. I am still looking on eBay in various places. It's a little size of a little bit bigger than a quarter. It's a special disc on a plastic spool with copper wire wound to a certain ohm. I do not know what that specification is, which is going to be a big issue. But it's testing with a meter way out of range ohm-wise. It should never be that high. But biggest problem is it has no continuity. I've mentioned this on many other videos. Continuity on a copper coil means the coil is good. If you don't have continuity, the coil is bad. Well, this coil has no continuity, and it has very high ohms, meaning the coil is shorted out. Biggest issue is can't find one. So I am searching. I'm still looking. I will find what I need. But if not, I'm going to wind one by hand and make my own coil to replace this. I just got to get a ballpark idea what the ohms should be in the winding, and should be easy to be pretty easy to make. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. But that's pretty much a holdup at the moment right now, is we have a coil issue to actually fix the Capistan speed problem. This Capistan is not going to stabilize without this coil being fixed. One of the big issues. So I did track everything down to that. We're going to get to that problem, and I'm waiting on some coils for the record playback board. But overall, this is probably going to be the only new working playback machine once I get it actually playing and get these parts serviced. This is probably the only VT7100 in the entire world that's going to actually work correctly. This machine, I've come across 5 machines like this from 5 people who have them, and they all do not work. They contact me saying they can't get the machine to work at all. And it's because the machine, it was designed poorly and the capacitors are bad on them. The worst thing in the world you can do is turn a machine on with bad capacitors. You will short out part of the electronics. You will. It's a guaranteed fact. You will short the unit out. Unfortunately, anybody who has one of these things thinks, oh good, I want to turn it on and try using it. Well, you might as well kiss your unit goodbye, because you're going to be doing what I'm doing to get the machine to work again. You got to actually rebuild it. So anyways, the situation where we're at is bad coils. I am trying to track down the rest of them. If not, I'm going to rebuild and make my own coil for the actual Capistan motor drive, because the motor will not sync up. It will stay flying in a play position. It just flies. There's no magnetic field braking system to it because of this coil. So I may have to actually rewind my own coil for it, but the machine is coming along great. All the mechanisms, the playback, the loading door, I mean, you have no idea. I've totally rebuilt this machine from the ground up. So I'm very excited. We're pretty close to getting this done. I hope you guys enjoyed this video.